Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys, we are getting some excellent stuff in Radiant. I was gonna start with something else, but Radiant and the character I'm playing as fit really well on this game. But guys, holy crap. I'm telling you, if you're sleeping on Radiant, I don't think you know what you're missing out on. This week's episode just goes to show me yet again why the build-up in this show compared to so many others do not compare. They just pale in comparison sometimes, and that's okay because I feel like the show has a cast, or at least a couple characters that can truly carry the show in the case of giving us entertainment, giving us something to worry about at the end of the day. Like there's so much that comes with just characters interacting with each other. And um, for instance, Dragonoff, like I honestly couldn't tell you if what he was going to do. Like I knew he was better. Um, I knew he was better than what he was giving off, but was he going to be able to stick to his guns and actually do, what he wanted to do and, betray the people that gave him power? Not only that, dude, the powers that they get, like he went from having just a normal bow that he can shoot really well from far distance to a bow that every single arrow that he shoots is where he ends up landing. So that's a pretty big power up for a powerful guy like him. And I, I don't really see a way that they could maybe have like full control over him. Like, oh, because you use this weapon, you take, like, we have control over you, or we can activate it and blow it up or something like that. That would be messed up. But I don't know if I see that being a true thing as much as, wow, I hate that. It interrupts me. It's annoying. Um, and I don't see it as much as a problem because of just just how the show is. It doesn't feel like that would be something that they would kind of put in there to just have people on chains or whatever. But I don't know. Could be, and our guy could be in quite a bit of trouble at this point because anybody who kind of goes against this team, not only the military, but if you go against um, the Inquisitors and the TH, if you go against either one of them, they're getting the advantage on you relatively easily. Or if they're not, they are using any ways or methods to get to a much better position than they already are in. And that's the scary part about these people. That's why they're so intimidating to me, is because not only are they putting themselves in position to win, they're putting themselves in position to take any opportunity that they can to get the like arm and leg up on their competitors, knowing what the mercenaries are going to do and still agreeing to, working together. You can only imagine that if they don't get what they want, they might have contingency plans, like they might have backup stuff to do. But that's just one part of the whole entire like setup of all this, right? Like one part of the setup is, hey, all of this stuff is popping off and a lot of people can't do stuff about it. While the other thing is Seth trying to do something about it, um, us learning about the merchants hands-on from the girl. So like, here's the thing about Radiant is once a character starts to get a lot of screen time, and maybe we just met her or met them, it's safe to say that they're going to show us something in the show. Like they're going to show us a side of like the mayhem, the chaos in some way, shape, or form. And that's kind of where I get my enjoyment from learning with these characters, because not only are they showing us, the merchants and how heartless they are, literally, and, the guy with no emotions up top, they're showing us all of this, right? But we would have never seen this side of it unless it wasn't for the girl up there and her, really just being curious to why they were up on this ship instead of helping down below fight. Come to find out they're just as guilty as, well, not just as guilty, but they're guilty for helping and aiding the merchants any way that they did alongside the son of the merchant. So it's getting interesting in the regards of just every front of the battles, but the thing that you'll see about Radiant is every battle and every fight that's going on different sides and different areas all come back to one place, and that's usually back to Seth. And that's what I really, really have noticed in the show is whenever Seth is involved, it usually ends and revolves around him, and it ends around him. Like he figures out a way to end it, or someone around him gets him out of there, so it ends, and people have to continue to chase him. Like as you see this week's episode, just them getting a signal flare that they may have captured him, they kind of just called off their main attack and stepped it up a little bit, because now there's nothing really for them in the castle that they're worried about destroying. And the thing that gets me going, or that's weird, is why are they trying to capture him? Why are you trying to capture something that could become the ultimate problem at the end of the day, supposedly, or is a threat to the world? All these different things that he's been labeled with, but the one thing that they tried to do this week is capture him. And once they captured him, they felt a little bit more secure and happy. So I don't really know what they're doing with Seth's character when it comes down to the Inquisitors and stuff like that, because we know a little bit of what's going on with these horn sorcerers. Like, they are the bane of Fantasia users. Like, these people have the best natural, like, infinity for the Fantasia, the magic that the quote unquote infected use. So they're just like super infected. Because if you're not infected, you have no Fantasia. And that's kind of where this story starts to make its pace and make its good stuff pop off. Because if normal people that aren't infected can't use Fantasia, what are they using to keep up with these people? It's like if we were watching Fairy Tale and every single Fairy Tale member comes out to fight civilians that have to just come up with ways to fight people with magic. But because they already have been doing this for so long, they have came out with these things, and they've also came out with things with to help fight with Nemesis. But why not just use it on the infected that are trying to fight the Nemesis as well, and just take it out on them? The world in this place is so dark that it almost feels surreal that death is actually happening in front of us now. So casually, two deaths, very, very quick. Well, supposed deaths so far, right? Like, I'm not writing anything off until I see, people put in the ground and buried or something like that, because I have been tricked before. But with an animal that was really cool and saves our girl this week, even in the spirit realm where he's already kind of passed away and has a lot more capabilities in there because he's almost dead and gone. Um, After she gets touched on the neck where her curse is and she's able to be controlled, she gets told to be jumped off the ship, killing herself, and in the spirit realm, she gets grabbed because she has such a strong affinity with um, the guy from the little troll guy, and she got the ability that Seth got to like talk to people without really talking, like this mind thing. She had that before Seth and even faster than Seth was capable of getting it. So it makes sense that this was happening and that, it was so easy for it all to kind of break down, seeing how she has such a good connection to it. But to think that it was just her getting the last little help she's gonna get probably from her one true like side by side partner is was really sad, man. And I really hope she does go off because she's already snapping into her ability to control people and make them do what she wants them to do. So it's kind of funny that her curse on her neck is the polar opposite of the ability that she has. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the heck pops off. Seth looking absolutely like a monster this week, angry and wanting blood. And not only that, Dragunov switching sides and being at least like a neutral. Like, I don't think he's on anybody's side, but I don't think he's not going to be warmly accepted by the infected, but more or less, he's going to be at least accepted by Seth, who can maybe vouch for him. So, with all that being said, I have some things to do today, and I will get everything out to you as soon as I possibly can. So, please bear in there with me for this day and coming days. So with that, my anime people, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I am your boy, the Anime G, and I definitely hope to talk to you guys sooner than later. So with that being said, take care and peace. I hate Gerald so much.